Welcome to Healing Shame with Jeffrey Wayne. Today is December the 12th. We've got a few things to discuss. Just talking about Invisalign. Haven't done an Invisalign episode in a bit. Tray 14, chow, crushed it. I do not have tray 15 in now, but you can see without the tray, this is what we look like. Okay. Now, there are definitely some concerns here that I have. First of all, on tray 15, which I don't have them in, you can't see it. You've seen it in other videos. I've got a halo on this incisor and on this canine. Okay? When you put the tray in, basically there's a gap between the tooth and the plastic. That means the tooth may not be tracking. Okay? Also, this tooth right here is loose. And you really can't really see it, and I don't want to move it too much, but that tooth has got a lot of wiggle within that socket. Now, I just had a dentist appointment yesterday, and he did an x-ray, a panoramic x-ray, having a look at my bone, all my teeth as a panoramic view, see them all. And I'm going to show you here. I'll go ahead and show you now. Might as well do that. So what we're looking at here is if you look at that lower left medial incisor that's loose, you see there appears to be a little shadow on the x-ray there. And basically, if you compare that to my first x-ray, which I did back in June or July, I believe back in June of this year, 2024, there was no shadow on the x-ray. Now, what is going on here? To me, it looks like bone loss. It looks like there's bone loss around this tooth, around the root of that loose tooth, and that's why it's loose in the socket, because there's bone loss. I did ask the dentist yesterday in my appointment if that's the case. He said no, everything's fine. Of course, I will be running this by another professional, another dentist, orthodontist, to get a second opinion, because that looks like bone loss to me. So that's a pretty big concern. Basically, that's what I wanted to show you. I wanted you to be able to see the X-rays, what it was like back in June, and I have taken several, so many X-rays since I've started this process. Way too many. A lot of radiation, a lot of extra radiation exposure I didn't want, but due to this fucking process, which really is an absolute commitment, it's a lifelong commitment. If you're not ready for Invisalign, do not start. You've probably heard a lot of other people talk about it. It's a bitch. It's a fucking bitch. So now you can see the results, so that's kind of encouraging. But then you wind up having to do a lot more work than you planned on starting to do. And it's just a fucking bitch. I don't want to do it anymore. Actually, I'd like to quit. But now I've got a loose tooth here, and I got a gap there. If I lose this tooth, I don't know what I'll do at that point. I really don't know. Is it possible? Yeah, it could happen. If that bone loss gets too bad, I might lose that tooth there. Then I'll have to deal with all that shit. Implants or whatever, It would have been better off not to even do Invisalign. However, you can see, and I'm going to show you a before and now current thing. Let's go ahead and look at that now. So what you're seeing here is the before photo back in June or July, about 5 months ago. That's where I started, and you can then see what it looks like now. and I just took these yesterday. Okay. So there is a big difference. You can see definitely just in 5 months we've got a pretty big difference going on. Um, Now my aligners 16 through 24 are with the dentist office now because he needs to modify them. He might do some cutouts or cutbacks or whatever the fuck you call them, and put buttons on there and use elastics, rubber bands, to maybe try to rotate this canine in. This canine hurts right now. I can feel it. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing now. Yeah, I can feel this canine hurts. So the current tray 15 is probably putting some more pressure on this canine, and some of these hurt too. Anyway, we're getting towards the tail end of this thing. I got 9 trays to go after the current one. And there's a big difference. So it's great you can see, but there's also consequences. Could be root resorption. You could have bone loss. You might lose a tooth in the process. Is it really worth it? It's up to you. But for me, not really. If I lose this tooth too, and this tooth does hurt, it's very loose in the socket. It's definitely got some pain going on there. And he had to clean a huge bit of plaque, tartar, calculus off the back of it. Yeah. Off that backside accumulates a lot because there's saliva glands down there, and it just accumulates a ton of big ass stones, man. He calls them dental stones or whatever. There's big ass things just accumulate on the back of the teeth or other parts of the mouth. Um, so he wants to use elastics and all that. What else can I say here? There's really not much else to say. I may have another round, a set of aligners that they may order for me. And if he does, he could order them and then just have them sent to the USA because I'm getting out of here. I'm out of Thailand in like 6 days, man. I'm ready to go. Everything's falling apart here. I just had a ear cleaning and he used those long, sharp sticks, and I think he perforated my eardrum. Now I've got a little hearing loss in both ears, and really need to see an audiologist or ear, nose, and throat doctor, ENT, because that's just one of millions of things that are falling apart here. We can't get Jack out. The fucking hospital, the Thai bullshit culture, the system. I just can't wait to leave. I've never really disliked a country more than now. I thought I didn't like China, but this Thailand thing it just makes China look like a champ. I'm not going to go into it right now, but just letting you know, Thailand's not all peaches and cream. Trust me. If you come in here and you have to deal with the system in any capacity at all, with a complicated situation, they're inflexible and they will not work with you. Unless you got another Thai person with you, you try to do it on your own, though, you're fucked. Trust me, you're fucked. Especially if they don't like you. Thais run on emotion instead of logic and reason. So Asians do that. I'm pretty frustrated. I'm ready to go home. We got 6 days. I got a bunch of things falling apart on me, but the teeth also, this loose one here, I got to get a second opinion. Uh, my dentist is pleased with my progress, though. But as you can see from that x-ray, there's some bone loss or something going on there around that teeth, down in the bone, down in the jaw. Very disappointed about that. Very. And all the radiation exposure and all the pain and the complications and the tray's not fitting right. And I'm done with it, guys. I'm done with it. So for all you out there just starting, I wish you the best of luck on your journey. We all have different journeys. Some are easy, some are difficult. The plan for me is only maybe about 9 months, 9-10 months, maybe a little longer if they give me another set and I decide to do the other set. But I've got to figure out what to do about this one. I got to get a second opinion. Would they be able to save this tooth, put some bone graft in, cut the gum flap back, put bone graft in? I don't know if it's salvageable. I really don't know. Splint, can you splint it in and make the bone, the bone doesn't want to regrow though. it won't regrow. I don't know what to do. I'm pretty frustrated with it all. But I want to leave you with that. Just, hey, man, way past halfway point right now. I've gone through like 7 trays while I've been in Thailand. I came in on tray 7 and I'm on 15, dude. That's phenomenal progress. 10-day wear time. That's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, all the best. Peace. Bye.